when you put it player to player, if I'm on the field, if I'm starting a team, who do I start my team with? Probably Lamar Jackson. I'm not a dummy. You can use a lot more when you're on your feet. But to say that Josh Allen isn't a Hall of Famer and Lamar Jackson is, it blows my mind. Sure, the MVPs are there. Whatever. Is Phillip Rivers going to be a Hall of Famer? Yeah. Longevity. Is Eli Manning going to be a Hall of Famer? Yeah. Super Bowl rings. Does that mean they're both better than who hasn't won a Super Bowl?
Dan Marino.
Dan Marino? Does that mean they're both better than Dan Marino? No, absolutely not. Are you crazy? Joe Flacco. Is Joe Flacco a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Why? He doesn't have any MVPs. He's got one Super Bowl and he's got one Super Bowl MVP 10 years ago, 12 years ago.
Longevity.
Okay. Let's see. Who's a young gung buck die? Russell Wilson. Oh, I forgot about the Russell Wilson. Okay. Russell Wilson. Is Russell Wilson a Hall of Famer?
I wouldn't give it to him.
You're a crackhead. That's why.
I wouldn't give it to him.
Okay. What is up, ladies and germs? Welcome back to another episode of That Josh and Bailey Show. My name is Josh.
I'm Bailey.
And it is week 8.
Week 8?
Week 8. We date on week 8. No. So, Wait, is it week 8? Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You had it wrong on the schedule there. I was like,
week 7. Week 7 is done.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see here. Was there anything crazy that happened? Yeah, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Some pretty good games. A really solid game. Elephant in the room. Detroit beat Minnesota.
Mm-hmm. That was a great game to watch.
Houston was bested by the Packers, and Chicago was on a bye, so nothing really happened. And Dallas, did they lose again? No, they didn't play, so they didn't lose again. Nice.
Ah.
Kansas City won again, so all's right in the world.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. That Detroit game, probably the best game of the weekend.
Oh, yeah. Easy.
Detroit was in full control that entire game up until the Ivan Pace strip fumble for a touchdown. Even then, like Detroit being able to get down, score, win the game. Minnesota, their defense just has not looked the greatest. Offense needs, still figuring some things out, but my biggest question mark on Minnesota is that defense right now. And so they just got done playing their Week 8 game Thursday night, last night against the Rams. Rams beating Minnesota. Questionable call towards the end. No call. Face mask in the end zone. Yeah.
Go on.
But so Minnesota, 2 straight losses. Now sitting at 5-2, tied with Green Bay.
Yeah.
They do have the
tiebreak.
The tiebreak, but Green Bay playing in Jacksonville. So if Green Bay wins, they'll be
6-2.
6-2. They'll jump up.
So they'll a half game up.
Yeah, it'll be a half game up. I think they'll be second in the division unless Detroit loses.
If Detroit loses, then you guys are half game in first.
Yep. Yes.
Oh my gosh, that is gross.
This division, man, is absolutely crazy.
It's the best in football, and it is the most entertaining in football right now. Because even if Chicago wins, they're in second place, tied with the Vikings. Mm-hmm. So it's like, dude, like anybody can really win this division, and that's the sucky part. Yeah. Because let's say Chicago does get hot. Like imagine Caleb Williams going into Green Bay or Minnesota or Detroit and getting a dub. Yeah. And then going back to Soldier Field and getting another dub. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden Chicago's in first place. Like, that is crazy to me. So I was at the game on Sunday for the Vikings. Super awesome. Super great seats. I was actually really, really hyped up about it. Sue, my friend, he won tickets. In a sense. I can't say it's top secret how he got them, but he brought me with. It was super awesome. We were right on the sideline, so I could see like Aaron Jones. I could see the linemen were in front of us. The tight ends were right there. You could hear the players, and so I couldn't really see the game because I'm little, but it was still awesome because you could see the ball go up and over. And the whole time you're thinking like, oh man, like Minnesota, like they're stalling. You could tell when they're stalling, but it wasn't like they were ever out of it because you always expected that big play to come through. So last night when they were playing and they lost, it was just like, what is going on here? Like, are we in trouble? Are we good? Like, what are we doing?
So I think with the additions, bringing back Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, such a huge help to that Rams offense, not having to fully lean on Stafford.
Yeah.
And Kyron.
Yeah.
And Demarcus Robinson had a nice game. I think 2 touchdowns. So still finding his other receivers, but I mean, Puka went crazy coming back. They didn't even expect him to play.
Yeah, and then he goes off for like $1.15, something crazy like that. Yeah.
Yep. So that'll be scary because that division's all like 3-4. I think 3 teams are 3-4, and then I think the Seahawks are 4-3. So that's also another close division that anybody can take.
I love it. I love football.
One thing. So you can notice that we're both dressed normal.
Fairly normal
for the week. We actually tied on our picks. I think we both went 12-2.
Yes.
So I have a quarter here. We're going to coin flip. So since I've won the last 2, I'm going to take the call. This is going to decide for, I think, what we say, our Sunday episode.
Our recap for our attire. Yeah.
Yes. So I'll let you flip it. I'll call in the air.
Do I have to flip it the fancy, or can I just chuck it?
Do you know how to flip it the fancy way?
Not very well. Okay.
Tails.
Heads. Yeah.
Oh,
let's go.
Oh, that's
let's
dirty.
Go.
That's dirty. So Josh wins.
What am I gonna have him do? I don't know. I'll cook something up for you. I'll cook something up. It's burning in the oven a little bit.
Yeah.
I got some steam in my head right now. Yeah. What were you gonna say?
So, like you said, Green Bay beating Houston, last-second field goal, bringing in a new kicker.
Good.
Brandon McManus gets the nod.
Your kicker sucks.
He did, and that's why bringing in McManus ends up kicking the game-winning field goal as time expires to beat Houston. Like you said, Chicago on bye. Nothing really else that was too
exciting,
right? I mean, Carolina got blown out.
Deshaun.
Oh yes,
busted his leg.
Yes, big
pervert
injuries.
Is not playing football.
Yes, and then last night Darrisaw
got busted up too. So that sucks.
He'll have season-ending
and
knee surgery.
D-Hop, dude, a lot happened.
Wow,
look at
D-Hop traded to the Chiefs. That's crazy. DeAndre Hopkins. The Chiefs were in for a receiver.
They need one after Rashid went down.
Yep. D-Hop's such a great fix. It's just that veteran leadership, that good presence. He's still a 1,000-yard guy.
He's a good substitute for Devontae because I'm pretty sure if they weren't in the same division, Devontae'd be a Chief right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guarantee it. But
another couple big injuries, both for Tampa. Chris Godwin snapped his ankle. He's out, I would say, probably for the year.
Dead.
Mike Evans, I think, has a hamstring injury. He'll be out for a few weeks as well. So that Tampa Bay offense, you don't know.
They're weak right now, dude. They're Tampa Bay. They are not looking good. But I mean, division is wide open down that way. I think they'll be fine. I think they'll get the job done. I don't know, man. The hurricane didn't stop them boys. The hurricane just bulled right through, and the Tampa Bay Bucks kept on plowing through, and then Lamar Jackson came down and back to his home state and just kind of did his thing. So
Carolina getting blown out by Washington. Jaden Daniels, got hurt. I don't know if it was did you see, was it a broken rib or was it just bruised ribs?
I think it's just bruised.
Okay.
Because they're talking that he'd be back.
Okay.
He's a dog.
He is a dog.
Oof.
Aaron Rodgers and co. losing to Pittsburgh after the acquisition of Devontae Adams.
To Mr. Unlimited. Wait. So you can't hear this, but they can. And what one is it? It's this one. Mr. Unlimited. It does the little chimes thing, dude. It's sick. I love that one.
But yeah, not really anything else too exciting coming out of week 6. So that leads us into our on the bench nominees of the week.
Nams.
I have 3.
Okay.
I'll start off. My third, Devontae Smith.
Oh.
-2 yards.
Oh.
Yeah. Was healthy.
Yes.
So not like he got hurt, just didn't get involved. Yeah. Ended up with -2 yards. My second, Stephon Diggs. 23 yards being held by none other than
John Money.
23 himself.
He sucks, but
all that shit talking that those two do before the game, you would think Stephon Diggs would have had a bigger game, and only producing 23 yards. I think he had like 5 catches, but it's terrible.
Still almost lost.
And then his teammate is my number 1 on the bench nominee, CJ Stroud, 86 passing yards. He's had a rough
year.
Yeah.
When he's bad, he's real bad, but when he's good, he's real good. I like that guy. I like CJ a lot, so it's tough to see.
Something I've noticed over these last few weeks with quarterbacks playing against the Packers is that they are not throwing the ball down the field at all.
Don't want to push it. Don't want to push it.
X gonna get you. X gonna get you.
X gonna get you. Yeah, he is. He is a dog. He is lurking in the tall grass. He's a snake. He's a savvy vet at this point. He is one of them guys that I would not want to play against, but if he was on my team, I would absolutely love him to death. He kind of reminds me of like Earl Thomas, but bigger and better. You know, just like if Earl Thomas had like an extra 6 inches on him.
Right. Or the dog. All right, who do you got for on the bench this week?
I'm gonna go with Jameson Williams. He is the guy. 1 catch, 9 yards. Not that I'm saying that I'm happy he got 9 yards, because I'm not, because I have him on my team. But it's like against Minnesota, you would think they would have done something. Amon-Ra had a huge day against the Vikings, so it's like that's kind of your trade-off. But still, it's like you'd think that he'd get a little bit more involved with
especially with like kind of that lower echelon of that DB backfield outside of like Harrison.
Yeah,
you would have thought that there would have been maybe a few more shots taken towards JMO.
Just to not.
Another reason him being on the bench, I would say, is facing a 2-game suspension.
Yes, there you go. Yes.
Performance-enhancing drugs.
Bruh, stay off the juice. You don't need it.
On the juice and 1 catch.
On the juice and 1 catch, that is like, I don't know, man. It's like the horse secretariat if he was on juice and he lost the Triple Crown. Yeah. It's just like, bro, you're too good to lose. Like, you know what I mean? If Bo Jackson was on the juice and struck out every single time, you'd be like, dude, what's the point?
Right.
What's the point? I don't know if Bo's on the juice.
Bo is best. He's best bad athlete. Man right there.
Best athlete. Speaking of juicers, dude, Yankees.
Go Yankees. Yes, game 1, I think right now.
Yeah, it is. I think it's in the middle. I don't know what the score is. It was 0-0 and a 2 the last time I saw. So
Shohei, first at bat of the game, almost the last one out of the park. Missed by about like
such a vibe,
10 feet.
Dude. Okay, we're getting off track. Anyways, off track. So OTB, you had yours, I had mine. So let's do questions of the group. We'll spice it up a little bit, right? All right. So questions of the group right now, at this very moment in time. Whose season is over, Bailey? Who's done? Who's packing it in? Who's sending the boys home? That's okay. I would say that's surprising. Who's a surprising season over team?
I'm going to go with the Jets.
Really?
I mean, they're a few games back. Tua is coming back to help that Dolphins team. They survived without him. The Jets offense not really able to get anything going. The defense has been lackluster.
Bruh. The darkness retreat didn't work.
It did not work. The Aaron Rodgers experience has been nothing short of a failure.
Hello? Where are the Dubs? Gone. They're not there because he sucks. He's not good anymore.
It's such a sad thing to see because I was very excited to see Devontae back with Aaron Rodgers. Devontae dropping his first ball was kind of crazy, but I could see like the nerves setting in. I think that just where they stand within not only like the division, but just the entirety of their team. Like throwing Saleh under the bus and seeing that wasn't the issue.
Allowing Russ
to come back first game playing and put up what they put up 37.
Absolutely cook. Well, okay, you have to realize they had one of the best defenses for the last 2 years without Aaron Rodgers, and the whole problem that everybody was saying is that their offense was letting them down. So what do? You fire your defensive coach?
Yeah.
Great idea. That is super. I am so happy. Yeah, dude. Nah, they suck. I'm down on them. A team that's bad that I didn't think would be bad. The Rams, I'd say. I mean, I know they won yesterday. But they're 3-5,
3-4.
3-4. They're 3-4, so they're not out of it, I guess. But I would have expected them to be a little bit better. And yeah, they didn't have Puka, and yeah, they didn't have De Cooper. So it's like, you can't really dock them for it. But it's like, you beat Minnesota off of a bad call. Minnesota had a real bad game. I don't know. It wasn't like they beat the Vikings. It was more or less that the Vikings beat themselves, and the Rams didn't make as many mistakes.
Yeah, a lot of help. I would say even both sides, but like referees got too involved in that game.
Oh no! Oh yeah. Okay, go on. Yeah.
And then towards the end, when it really mattered, the refs didn't do their job. So it was like up until those last couple drives, they had their fingerprints all over that game. Yeah. And then right at the end, we saw the face mask. Everybody saw it. We know that the ref saw it.
Yes.
And didn't get called. And I had seen something today that through the referee association is that they had said that none of the refs had a good enough angle to see.
Yes.
While there are pictures out there of the back judge, like actually looking directly at this happening while Darnold's head gets twisted around. Ends up being a safety. They were down 8, looking for a long drive to go hopefully tie. Instead, they get a safety call, have to onside punt. They don't get it. Ends the game.
Well, and you had 1:40 left. Like, you had time to make a drive. Like, I don't know. I could go on and on about that game, but it's just like, dude, the Zebras, they're in the grass too. Zebras,
yeah.
Everybody's afraid of the Lions. They should be afraid of the Zebras, because that was the same crew that did the Kansas City Atlanta game where there's no call on defense, pass interference. I love that call because I love Kansas City, but still a bad call. I'm not gonna.
So should we put the refs on the bench for next week?
Dude,
I'd put
them in the friggin' river if I could, dude. Like, screw it, dude. Okay, we want to talk about refs. Bro, accountability. Accountability is the one word that is not in the referee dictionary. Accountability is probably about the farthest thing that you will ever see about any referee, umpire, or rule analyst of all time, forever, infinity. Yeah. What they say, what we say is fine, and we can't do anything. No, you can't. You can do better.
One thing I hate, and this is, I think all professional sports leagues have this with their like referee or umpire association, is like not being able to talk about how bad of a job they do.
Angel Hernandez, perfect example.
I hate it from, like, I would say the most I hate it from is the NBA perspective. Yes. And you do see players like, I think Ant is one of the guys that's just like, whatever, like, I'll take the fine. Like, we didn't get no calls from the refs. Yeah. Like, when a group of refs have like a bad game, and there are times that they have really bad games.
And it's just like, dude.
And I think the players should be able to talk about it, not in like the light of
like, oh, they're so bad. Like, but no, it's like they made a bad call. Do better. Like, do better. Like, it's not like they're saying, oh, the refs, we shouldn't even do it. They don't know how to do it. No, it's literally like, you made a bad call. Do your job better.
Well, the inconsistencies in something that.
Preach it, Bailey. Preach it.
Yes. In a league, in leagues that it shouldn't be an issue anymore. We know exactly what we're looking at, like at home. Obviously, outside of like a bias towards like maybe your team, but if you're just watching a game that you really don't care about and you see something like that happen, where it's like, all right,
just like, it ruins it. It just leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Right. And you know, each week when you're going into your game, whatever game that you're watching, and you get whatever umpires you're getting for the day, and you know the names. Right?
That's a bad thing.
Like, that's a bad thing. Like, if you know a referee or an umpire by name, usually that's a bad.
9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
No, dude, I just think like, even like the Saints game. Remember the Rams Saints?
Yeah.
That's a horrible call. Yeah. I hate the Saints. Don't get me wrong. And I was really happy but they just took it. There was no mercy on that. And not saying that obviously they would have beaten New England. I don't know, but does that kind of change the game? Yeah, it puts them in field goal range to go win it. So I don't know. Just more accountability, referees. I'm not mad at you. I just don't like you because you suck. So, so I'm gonna give you okay. Yeah. So I had a little light bulb go off in my brain when I was like, but Dallas.
What about them?
They suck.
They do suck.
Their season is over. Mike McCarthy's gone. Mike Zimmer's gone. I don't even know if Kellen Moore's still there, but he's gone if he is. CD, you're gone. Dak, you're gone. Zeke, you're gone. Rico, you're gone. Sell the team. Sell it to the guy who owns the Clippers. Just gone. Just Jerry, you're gone. Just everything about that star, I hate. I don't hate. I love Dallas, but they piss me off. So it's like just they're on my bench.
Blow it up.
Just blow it up. Okay, don't actually blow it up. We are not enticing violence in any which way, shape, or form. But yeah, blow that thing up. Okay, so we kind of went through it a little bit with the Devontae, the D-Hop. Who else is on the trade block, Bailey? Who else do you see in a new uniform on November 1st?
One name that I've heard come up, and this was more in line with the Packers, but Greg Newsome from the Browns. Sounds like he's had some calls. I think Myles Garrett has people have been calling for Garrett, but I don't see Garrett leaving. When you see have those star players where Cleveland's not they're a bad team right now, but they also have the opportunity to be a very good team. But what they need draft picks. They have solid corner depth. I could see Greg Newsome being somebody that's offloaded for generous picks. I don't see Cleveland trading for players if they're trading away their star players. I see them wanting picks. I like Greg Newsome. You could see him on the trade block here soon. Another one, I think a little more obvious, even though he wouldn't say so, would be Max Crosby. Vegas is just a bad team. They need help.
They do. They are not.
They're another team that kind of needs to just blow it up. Get rid of their aging stars like they did with Devontae. Get picks and just readjust from there.
Blow it up.
Let's see here. I do like your ETN pick from earlier this year. I could see a team looking to make a splash that could use a starting caliber running back.
Wow. Who does that sound like? A team I just blasted. They need help.
They need help. But, I mean, if they're in the hunt, yes. If they're, because when's the trade deadline? Next week?
Mm-hmm.
So come next week, I mean, if Dallas gets a win this week and they're really looking at shaking things up a little bit, maybe they go after an ETN type. But I do like the ETN. And then, who's the D lineman from the Giants that Minnesota's like?
Dexter Lawrence.
Yes. Thank you. He'd be my final kind of bigger name. Just a bad Giants team. Kind of another one of those situations where they're paying Daniel Jones so much money. They're kind of stuck with him right now. But offloading some star caliber, all pro caliber player, getting some picks from, because, I mean, what are you looking at realistically for Lawrence? You're probably, definitely a first, maybe a second, unless you can get 2 firsts out of a team that's desperate for some D-line help like the Vikings are. But the Vikings don't have that much trade capital right now anyways. But you could still see
they have a huge cap space.
Right, so you could see them taking on the contract and just trading off a first and a second to get them.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. My picks are very similar. Obviously, Max. Obviously, I am in the Myles Garrett boat. I'll tell you why. Think about it. They have a $240 million chain hanging over themselves.
Yeah.
There's no way out of it.
Yep.
Right? I don't care if he's a pervert. There's just no way he's not going to get paid. So, with that being said, who's the next man up? Oh, look at that. Probably the best defensive end in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
TJ's up there. But no, so offload him, open up some space for the next couple of years. You can get some picks. You can get some picks out of him. I I don't know who a suitable buyer would be. It would really come down to like maybe a Detroit. I mean, Minnesota's.
I could see
the stretch.
I could see the entire NFC North if Myles Garrett is made available for trade. I could see the entire NFC North going into a race with each other to see who's going to give up the most for him.
The only one I wouldn't see in that race is Chicago. Chicago, they like what they got. They've got, and they are still young. They're not in a position to win now. I feel like Chicago is more in a position where it's like, we're going to take what we can get right now, right? We want to make sure our guys are good, and then we'll take what we can get. So
Chicago is that team, though. I mean, look back a couple of years, 6-7 years ago with Khalil Mack.
J-Pep.
Like, they are definitely a team that will go out and make splash moves if they feel that they are in a win now. Like, this year, they're 4-2 What are they, 4-2 right now? So, I mean, say if Cleveland loses this week, Chicago gets a dub, Green Bay gets a dub, Detroit gets a dub, where you're just in that race where it's like nobody's falling off. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, somebody like a Myles Garrett's made available. Maybe they can offload Garrett and Newsome in the same trade. I would say every single team in the North could use corner depth as well with Newsome. So getting a combination of Newsome, Myles Garrett is going to fetch a huge package. It's just going to be who's going to be the most willing to
highest
give it
bidder,
up.
Yeah. I don't know. I like it. I don't know, dude. I like Myles Garrett. I want him to go somewhere else and win a ring because he's not going to do it in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. Another guy that I thought of, and I guess it's not really like I thought of it, but I've been hearing it a lot. Cooper Kupp. Mm-hmm. Did he play his last game with the Rams? I don't think so. Now that they're almost 500 and they're in the hunt again, I don't think he's done.
Tied for second. Two other teams.
Yeah. So I don't think he's going anywhere. I did going into yesterday, but I don't think he's going anywhere now.
Yeah, if they lost.
Yeah, he's gone. Right. He's probably on the plane back with the Vikings. So
right, him and Stafford.
Oof. Yeah, dude, that would be
Sam Darnold and some.
Hey, they took the Lakers from us. Let's take their guys from them. You know, tit for tat. You know, yeah. Oh, I had a guy in my brain, and now he's gone. Jeffrey Simmons. Ooh. I think he's on the move. I don't know where, but I think he's on the move, and I think that is all but guaranteed if Tennessee loses. If they don't get a win, he's out. He's gone.
Who do you see being? So we see teams every year make trades.
Yes.
We do see some splash trades during the season once in a while.
D-Hop,
right?
Devontae.
I would say this year's been a pretty good year for trades towards the deadline. A lot of like big moves we see in the offseason, but who are your buyers? Who are your? I'll say we'll go three each. Who are going to be your three buyers at the deadline? Who are going to be your three sellers at the deadline?
Buyers. Vikings. Buyers. Oddly enough, I could see Pittsburgh being a buyer. And Tampa. I could see so many teams. Okay, top three though. Minnesota's a buyer. Pittsburgh's a buyer. And let's go Baltimore.
I like that.
I think Baltimore is there. It's the Mahomes hump. They got to get over that Mahomes hump. And how do you do it? You bring somebody in that'll kill him. Trey Hendrick? I don't know. He's a division guy. They could go get Crosby.
Who?
The Ravens.
Ravens could.
They could go get Crosby.
Yeah. I think another team that I would even throw in there would be like an Arizona.
Yeah, I thought about them too.
That like I said before, 3 teams sitting at 3-4. The Seahawks at 4-3. I mean, the Seahawks could be. That's a division that right now you're kind of just hoping that while like McCaffrey's out and while the Niners are banged up, you're hoping that they just lose games.
Yes.
So you can just beat up on them. And they are. So I could see any team in that division outside of the Niners being buyers just to kind of get ahead as much as they can, even being tied or up one game. I do think that Minnesota will be buyers.
If they're serious, they will be. It's not. Yes. It's not an if. It's if you're serious about the season, you will be.
Yep. Like I said earlier, not having much draft capital, but still being able to make it work, I'm sure. If they're able to go out and get somebody like a Jeffrey Simmons, go get a Dexter Lawrence,
They
some
could
help.
go get Newsome.
Yeah, they could go get
they
Newsome,
could go get
some help in the defensive backfield to get a true one at that cornerback position. I do like the Baltimore pick as well. Baltimore kind of fell behind early in the season, so they're kind of looking at making up ground in the AFC.
And with Cincinnati heating up and Pittsburgh staying hot,
they're going to be looking.
Cleveland's dead, so they're not really a threat. But
yeah, Baltimore is definitely going to be looking at a situation of kind of like buying wins. And what I mean by that is they're going to go out, they're going to make a splash move, and I would say probably on defense.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Another team that could use help at the cornerback position, but something to shore up that defensive line, I think, would be what would
get a rock in the middle. Yeah.
Right. Something to put them over the top.
Dude, they go get Dexter Lawrence. They are new Super Bowl picks.
Yes. So, yeah, those would be my buyers. Sellers. I would say Cleveland. Cleveland's gonna be a selling team.
Vegas.
Vegas.
Okay, outside of the obvious, who's like a splash seller? Who's someone where it's like, man, I did not expect them to dump. Take a big old dump.
I think the Jets could be sellers. I think they could offload. Hassan Reddick's an obvious one that if this doesn't work out this week of him coming back, him still wanting out, I could see DJ Reed being on the move. They have Sauce, and I could see a team coming up trying to get help in that defensive backfield. DJ Reed, great player.
Good, solid.
So I could see the Jets offloading some pieces just to kind of mediate what this Rodgers experiment has done to their team.
Yeah.
Trying to make up some draft capital back.
I could see. Let me see. I don't want to make it like a oh wow, that's so crazy, but like Miami.
Miami has some pieces that they could definitely move.
Miami?
Who?
Jalen Phillips, Nick Chubb,
Jalen Phillips, Nick Chubb,
Brad Chubb, yeah.
Bradley Chubb. I think wasn't it Phillips that did he just get injured again?
I don't know if he got injured. I guess I haven't been keeping.
There was somebody that like they had that got hurt last year and then they're out for the year again this year. I thought it was on the defense. I thought it was Phillips, but maybe.
Well,
but they do have some. They have some pieces that they could offload.
Just Jalen. Is Jalen on the go again? He likes to go. But he's in Florida, and he likes Florida. So
I think a sneaky team.
Dallas. Sneaky offload.
Sellers.
Oh, yeah. Jerry World. If Jerry loses on, I don't know. Dude, Jerry's just such a hard-nosed type guy. He's just like, Dallas is gonna get. They're gonna get back. They're gonna do it. There's no way that this team. They got it. Everything they need, they got. Everything they want, they got. Yeah. It's just I'm not gonna tell you like the Nick Saban thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna tell you. So quit asking.
Right.
I'm not gonna tell you.
Only reason I throw Dallas in there, you kind of see like, and you've seen it from Micah Parsons, where like he's kind of just talking when it comes to like stuff on his podcast, but we could see somebody like a Parsons, like if he comes back this week and things just aren't going right, and somebody makes Dallas an offer that they can't refuse, he could be on the move. Maybe like a Deron Bland getting traded. Somebody, his pick sixes last year were crazy.
I could see a Martin getting moved.
Right. Somebody on that offensive line.
Yep.
Yes. So I think Dallas would be like a sneaky seller.
Watch Dak get moved.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be awesome. Just picks up the contract.
Oh man.
So okay.
Is it time? Is it time to have this argument? Okay, I'm gonna preface this because I know where this is going though. All right. So what was it, last weekend? Right.
Yes.
So, Josh and I went out to the bar with our buddy Mitchell, and we were talking about two quarterbacks who have had a very tough time in what they're calling the Mahomes hump, getting over that Mahomes hump. Now, Josh brought up an argument about.
Well, I'd had an argument the night before with someone else about this, so then I brought it to you guys being expert elite football minds.
Dude, I know ball. I know ball. If anybody knows ball, it's me. I'm not a fan of 15 different teams. But the argument was, if they retired today, would they be Hall of Famers? And the two people in question were Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. Now, Josh is on the Josh Allen train. Me and Mitchell, you hate, you're not a fan of Lamar.
Cool, dude.
But
keep going.
Yeah, so me and Mitchell were saying that Lamar would be a Hall of Famer if he retired today. Reason being, we brought up the MVPs. He had more accolades. Josh Allen has nothing to his name. Neither of them have Super Bowls. They've both been as close to a Super Bowl as each other. Neither of them getting it done or getting to a Super Bowl. But Lamar right now, 2 MVPs under his belt. He's broken almost every rushing record there is. Josh Allen, he's there. He's that guy. But with no accolades, my argument was that Josh Allen would not be a Hall of Famer without an MVP right now. So if he gets one this year, you can make a case. But both Lamar and him are both like in that race right now for the MVP. But I would say Lamar, definitely a Hall of Famer if he retired.
Can I unleash the beast now? Golly.
He was getting hot. He was.
Oh my gosh.
We're at the bar.
I am still hot.
We're at the bar.
Lamar Jackson is not a no. If Lamar Jackson is a Hall of Fame quarterback, Josh Allen is a Hall of Fame quarterback. No. Yes, I do not. Okay, I care about the MVPs. Do I think Lamar Jackson will make the Hall of Fame? Yes, I'm not an idiot. Do I think if he retired tomorrow, he is in the Hall of Fame automatically first ballot? No. Are you insane? Are you kidding me? Josh Allen has 7,000 more touching yards. He's got like 30 more passing touchdowns. Sure, he doesn't have as many rushing yards, but he's only 1,500 behind. They were drafted in the same year, so they are on the same course. The only reason Josh Allen doesn't have an MVP is because of a guy that wears number 15. That is the only reason. Think about the year that Lamar Jackson won the MVP last year. Down year for football. You know how many yards he had? He had like 41, maybe, if that. You know how many Josh Allen had? He had like 46. So tell me a reason. Give me reasons why Lamar Jackson is better. Oh, he's a running. He can run a lot better. Yeah. Whoop-de-frickin-do. How'd that work for him in the playoffs? He's 14-2 twice. He's won 14 games 2 times. He's been bounced both times. You know how many times Josh Allen's been bounced? 5 times. You know how many times Lamar Jackson's been bounced? 5 times. You know how many times Lamar Jackson's won in the playoffs? 2 times. You know how many times Josh Allen's won in the playoffs? 5 times. So yeah, you could say accolades. But when you put it player to player, if I'm on the field, if I'm starting a team, who do I start my team with? Probably Lamar Jackson. I'm not a dummy. You can use a lot more when you're on your feet. But to say that Josh Allen isn't a Hall of Famer and Lamar Jackson is, it blows my mind. Sure, the MVPs are there. Whatever. Is Phillip Rivers going to be a Hall of Famer? Yeah. Longevity. Is Eli Manning going to be a Hall of Famer? Yeah. Super Bowl rings. Does that mean they're both better than who hasn't won a Super Bowl?
Dan Marino.
Dan Marino? Does that mean they're both better than Dan Marino? No, absolutely not. Are you crazy? Joe Flacco. Is Joe Flacco a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Why? He doesn't have any MVP. He's got 1 Super Bowl, and he's got 1 Super Bowl MVP 10 years ago, 12 years ago.
Longevity.
Okay. Let's see. Who's a young gung buck die? Russell Wilson. Oh, I forgot about the Russell Wilson. Okay. Russell Wilson. Is Russell Wilson a Hall of Famer?
I wouldn't give it to him.
You're a crackhead. That's why.
I wouldn't give it to him.
Okay. The only reason Russell Wilson didn't get an MVP vote is because that was the year Lamar Jackson won MVP, and then the next year, that was the year that Aaron Rodgers won MVP. You know what else happened that year? You had Derrick Henry run for 2,000, and you had Mahomes do Mahomes things. I want to say the 2020 was Mahomes' year. The other year, Derrick Henry ran for 2,000. So you've got 2 guys that are on record-breaking paces, beating a guy who had arguably his best season, might have been better than both of them. So just.
Here's I'm gonna give you one thing, and I don't think this is a hot take. You might think it is. So I'm going to exclude this season because obviously it's not over yet. But Lamar Jackson has done more with less than Josh Allen has. Think about it. Just think about it for a second. Tell me I'm wrong, because you can't.
I'm thinking.
So this is before Derrick Henry.
They've been the number 1 rushing team for 3 years in a row.
Yep.
Offensive line has always been solid. Mm-hmm. Their coach is a Hall of Fame coach. Yep. Their defense has always been top 5 defense.
Right. So what I'm looking at here, the offensive production. Obviously, both defenses have been good. Like the Bills' defense has been good. I would say the Ravens probably better. But Josh Allen has had number 1s on his team. He's had good weapons around him since he's been in the league.
Okay.
Lamar, you look at his running back situation has been different every year that he has played. Every single year. They do cycle out running backs a lot, but a lot of injuries happen in that offense.
Who's Josh Allen had? Josh Allen had Devin Singletary for a little bit, and he had James Cook for now.
Yeah, James Cook. He had Stephon Diggs.
Okay.
He's had Kincaid.
Okay. Lamar Jackson has Mark Andrews.
He does have Mark Andrews. I do kind of forget about Mark Andrews, but yes. So, but outside of Andrews, who's another star caliber? Zay for a year.
OBJ for half a season.
That wasn't even OBJ sucks.
Hollywood was really good that first year.
Then they traded him, which is crazy.
Yeah, but that was stupid. I will give you that you have an argument. But where your argument flaws is that means you're saying that the losses stem from Josh Allen, which if you are thinking that way, then you have to bring up a certain someone who had similar flaws, Brett Favre.
Oh,
the decisions, the poor timing.
Yes, absolutely. You look at his losses, like Brett Favre in the playoffs.
So are we judging the boys off of their losses or off of their wins? Because we could judge both of them.
It has to be
off
both.
Their wins.
It has to be both.
Then Josh Allen is ahead of Lamar Jackson because Lamar Jackson has more wins than Josh Allen, but he's gone less in the playoffs.
Yeah, but he also
not
has
winning the big games.
But you have to look at the all around. You still have to put in the accolades.
Do I think Lamar Jackson makes a Hall of Fame? Yes. Do I think
he's a Hall of
Josh
Famer
Allen
right
makes a Hall of Fame? Yes.
At
If
the
they
end of their
both
career.
retired,
Right now, no.
if they both retired tomorrow, they both get into the Hall of Fame.
No.
I know there are people out there that are agreeing with me, and I know that there are more people that are out there agreeing with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I short circuit. My brain short circuits. It just doesn't compute. It's like saying 2 + 2 = 4, except if 2 + 2 is got gold sparkles on it, then it equals 5.
I don't know what goes on in your head when you think about this stuff.
It just gives me brain aneurysms because it's like, dude, they're the same. Baker Mayfield has more yards than Lamar Jackson. If you are basing it off of I will give you this. Lamar Jackson is probably one of the best football players the game has ever seen. Mm-hmm. He's not a better quarterback than Josh Allen. Is that a valid point? Like, I don't need you to agree with it.
It's a point.
Is it a valid point?
You make an argument there.
There you go.
All right, how do you use these things? I got no.
Okay.
All right. I got one. All right. So moving on. Quick picks. All right. So as we'd mentioned, Minnesota went down to Los Angeles. So we're not picking. I did take Minnesota, but we're not using those Thursday night games for our picks.
Yeah. Because we're too lazy.
We are too lazy. All right, starting off, we have Philadelphia taking on the Bengals.
In Cincinnati. Joe Burr. Dub.
You're taking the Bengals.
Taking the dub.
All right, I'm taking Philadelphia. Next up, we have Tennessee heading to Detroit.
5.
So yeah, I'm taking Detroit as well. Arizona heading to Miami. Tua coming back this week. Big adjustment to that offense.
Miami.
I'm going to take Arizona. We have the Jets heading to New England.
Jets.
Going the Jets as well. Atlanta heading to Tampa.
Tampa.
I'm taking Atlanta. Green Bay heading to Jacksonville.
I'm taking the home. Wait, no, Green Bay.
I'm taking Green Bay as well.
That's an easy pick.
The Indianapolis Colts heading to Houston to take on the Texans.
Houston.
Yes, sir.
7. Wait, is that the right way? 7.
You have New Orleans heading to Los Angeles to take on the Chargers.
Los Angeles.
Taking the Chargers.
Dude, LA's going to be buzzing. World Series.
Yeah, taking the Chargers as well. Buffalo heading to Seattle.
I'm taking a Hall of Fame quarterback, Geno Smith. Apparently, that's all that matters. He's got more accolades than Josh Allen.
You're taking Seattle, though?
Sadly true. Yeah, I am taking Seattle.
Okay. I'm going to take Buffalo on the road. Carolina at Denver. Denver as well. Kansas City heading to Vegas.
Kansas City.
Taking Kansas City as well.
15. Dude, Taylor's boyfriend's playing that day.
Good. Chicago heading to Washington.
I love Chicago, but I'm taking Washington.
I'm taking Washington as well. I think this is where we see the Bears fall off.
This is where we see him die.
Dallas taking on San Fran. Big game.
Out of spite for Jerry Jones, I'm going San Francisco.
I am as well taking San Francisco at home. And then our Monday night game, New York Giants heading to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers.
I'm going to go with Mr. Unlimited. Dangerous? Yeah. Pittsburgh. Give me Pitt. Give me Pitt.
I am as well taking Pittsburgh. So we got a couple different. So
we got 4 different.
So with the coin flip, you'll see me dressed up in some
awesome attire. I have a super great plan. I've been thinking about that for a little bit. Oh, I have a great plan. Oh, man. Oh, I have a great idea now. Yeah, that's going to be fun.
It's gonna be terrible. I'm not excited. I was like decently nice to you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get you naked or anything. I'll be nice.
We'll see.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please like and subscribe. If you are on Instagram, follow the channel at That Josh and Billy Show. We are the Pod Bros. So, Billy, do you have anything else for the people?
I don't think so. I think we're all good.
All right. If you have anything, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Thank you.